Hi guys, and welcome to maybe a bit of an unexpected video, or not, I don't know. Today I will be comparing the BoomBox 2 against the Teufel Rockster Cross. It's quite windy out today, so I'll have to be excused for that. It's not, I thought it was gonna be less wind, but whatever, I'll try this today. If you think that it's too much wind, comment down below and maybe I'll make another video of these two and see if there is any difference without this wind. Yeah, so why am I comparing these two? Well, it's mainly because the BoomBox 2 is now dropping in price, and I would say that it's actually getting to a point where it's not close. There's still a difference between them. The BoomBox 2 is still around a bit higher than the Teufel Rockster Cross, but this might be an option that you would either pick one over the other. And I actually bought my BoomBox 2 for cheaper than the Teufel Rockster Cross, so I guess this video was even more relevant for me. But size-wise, it's not really a comparison. The BoomBox 2 is nearly 3 times as heavy and weighs a lot more, like a lot. It weighs 6 kilograms, while the Teufel Rockster Cross weighs 2.4 or 2.5, I can't really remember, but somewhere around there. So let's begin, and I'll play some. I got a comment on one of my videos, can't remember which video, and it was that I should get other tracks, and of course that would be amazing, but really right now I don't know where to find no copyrighted songs that in other genres, and then this kind of NCS tracks. So I'm gonna keep doing that till I get a better source, I guess, for songs. Yes, I'll begin here around 60% volume for both of them and play a couple of songs, and then I'll step back and play one at max volume and go around different angles and whatnot and see the dispersion. So yeah, let's begin. Let's find the song. We can start off with this one, I guess. Or maybe this is better. This is the Teufel Rockster Cross playing. Oh yeah, that's right, I actually forgot to set it on outdoor mode. I'm gonna play the Rockster with its so-called outdoor mode, and the BoomBox 2 will be playing on flat EQ, so I'll be right back. Okay, there we go. The outdoor mode on the Teufel Rockster Cross is now turned on. It doesn't necessarily sound better, but it gives some extra treble sparkle outdoors, which I think is, yeah, I guess it's nice to have some extra. So I'll begin again with the Teufel Rockster Cross. 60% volume around there. Here's the BoomBox 2. Rockster's Cross. I feel paralyzed. BoomBox 2. I'm gonna lower the BoomBox 2 by 1 step, so it's a bit less volume now than the Rockster Cross. Rockster Cross playing. BoomBox 2 playing. fast forwarding a bit in the song, still the BoomBox 2 playing. Rockster Cross playing. Oh, now it's louder. Okay, I'm gonna turn up the volume now on the BoomBox 2. BoomBox 2 playing. Rockster Cross playing. BoomBox 2 playing. Okay, I think that's it, and that's for 60% at close range. And now I'll step back a bit and turn them up to 100% volume, and I'm gonna play 2 songs there, and they go first just stand right in front of them and then go off axis and see how they perform there. So be right back. Okay, now I'm further back, maybe like 6-7 meters, something like that. And now I'll be playing yeah, the speakers on maximum volume. I'm going to put it there a little bit, center them, I guess is the right word. So there's something like that. Yeah, the wind will come as well, and hopefully we can still hear the speakers quite clearly. That would be amazing, but who knows, we'll see what the wind does. So yeah, here it comes. Perfect. We're gonna see here. Yeah, let's play Game Time. It's a cool song. And this is the BoomBox 2 on maximum volume. Teufel Rockster Cross. BoomBox 2. Rockster Cross playing. BoomBox 2. Rockster Cross playing. Okay, let's play another song and then I'll go around off axis and see how the speakers perform. Okay, so let's find another one, another good one. This one is fine, I guess. Yeah, this one. And it's the Rockster cross playing. Let's go off axis to the Rockster side, and then I'll go to the other side as well. Let's go even more off axis actually. Like here. Okay, this is good. Now it's the BoomBox 2 playing. Right when there's no sound. Perfect. See, can I fast forward? I'm gonna fast forward a bit. BoomBox 2 still playing. Rockster cross playing. BoomBox 2. Teufel Rockster cross playing. Okay, let's go to the other side and see, and turn the dual a little bit more into the BoomBox favor, I guess. Okay, let's see here. On the off axis again here. I think this is, oh my god, that's a lot of wind. Holy shit. Yeah, you'll have to excuse me for that. A little bit more off axis, I guess. It's fine. Still the Teufel Rockster cross playing. Now the BoomBox 2. I'm gonna fast forward a bit again. Still the BoomBox 2 playing. I'm gonna switch. Teufel Rockster cross playing now. BoomBox 2 playing. Teufel Rockster cross playing. BoomBox 2 playing. Teufel Rockster cross playing. Okay, and that was it. And now I'm gonna go closer and do the summary. So the video or the sound test is over now. So I'll be right back. Okay, and now for the summary of this video, for the outdoor comparison. If you guys want to see a 2v1 like 2 Teufel Rockster cross against 1 BoomBox, or a 2v2, 2 BoomBoxes versus 2 Teufel Rockster cross, comment down below, because I have those speakers, so that's an option if you guys want to have that. I guess I'm gonna set up a goal, let's say 10 likes, and I'll do that as soon as possible. yeah, other than that, and of course comment what kind of comparison you want to see as well. Okay, so when it comes to the outdoor 1v1 between these, I'd say even though the wind did a lot of damage, especially the wind removes especially like bass, and the vocals and the highs and the mids are most intact. Of course they move around a bit, but they're you can hear them noticeably more than the bass that gets removed quite noticeably. So bass wise, there's no debate, there's only one of them, and I have to say the Teufel Rockster Cross has met its match, and there's no really competition here. The BoomBox 2 sweeps the victory from the Teufel Rockster Cross, even though the Teufel Rockster Cross has that upper bass and it doesn't have that much deep bass. The BoomBox 2 really carries over in the deep region. And the problem with like the Extreme 3 is that the deep bass, it didn't have enough deep bass or enough bass in general to actually sound that much outdoor. But when you have this bigger chassis and whatnot, this bigger speaker with the bigger drivers, it actually works with the deep bass outdoors. Not at longer ranges, so when you step back maybe more than 10 meters, it removes quite quickly that advantage. And the upper bass is better there. But still, I think it's still, even considering upper bass, it's still better than the Teufel Rockster Cross. So I think it sweeps the table when it comes to that. Of course, you could say that JBL is doing that trick, which seems like they're doing, and it is that they like every time you hear a bass drop, for example, the bass kind of lasts for a couple milliseconds longer than the other ones, which gets this room bass, like it fills up spaces quite nicely. And of course it depends on track to track and whatnot, but that might just be a placebo or something, because I have never heard any other speaker than the JBL that have these kind of roomy basses, and it's not only me that has noticed this, there are other reviewers as well. Okay, but other than the bass, of course, that the BoomBox 2 gets, what about mids and highs? I think at close range, I think the BoomBox 2 takes this as well at 60% volume, just because it seems more controlled, and I think that when you push the Teufel Rockster to the higher end, or even 60%, it isn't pushed as much. It just sounds dull, you know. I think the treble is not perfect, of course, on the BoomBox 2, but it carries better when you're in front of the speaker, I believe. And that's mainly because the speakers are pointing right in front, while the speakers on the Teufel Rockster Cross are the tweeters are pointing out on the sides, and the woofer is pointing out in the middle. Okay, so what about off angle or off axis? This is what bass still goes to the BoomBox 2, but treble and whatnot, I would favor the Teufel Rockster Cross slightly, even though that the BoomBox 2 is generally louder, noticeably louder. Of course, not huge amount of loud, not hugely louder, but it is definitely noticeable, and it carries over in the distance. But when you go off axis, the BoomBox 2 loses treble very quickly, and it sounds, yeah, you can hear some mids and mainly just bass, while the Teufel Rockster Cross, even though it doesn't have that bass, it kind of keeps the vocals and the sound more complete when you go off axis, and is the strength that I pointed out many times before with the Teufel Rockster Cross. You get a bigger battery with the BoomBox 2, and a bit smaller on the Teufel Rockster. I believe, I can't really remember, I think it's 43 watt hours, and then you get 67 watt hours with the BoomBox 2. Battery life is great on both. It lasts, I mean, I haven't really tested them out correctly, but I think they're quite similar, I would guess. The BoomBox 2 floats in water. I've tried this out, not on video, but I've tried it out, it works. And you can play music, while the Teufel Rockster Cross doesn't do that. It's only rainproof or whatever, so you can have it under in rain, but not underwater, and it doesn't float either. You get the shoulder strap with the extreme Teufel Rockster Cross, and that's really nice, and that's something I really value. I know that a lot of people doesn't do that, especially if you're in a let's say you have a car or whatnot. That's I guess it's more of a better option with the BoomBox 2, because it doesn't really matter. But when I go out for walks and whatnot with friends, or I'm on a bike or whatnot, the Teufel Rockster Cross will definitely be much easier to carry, and is one of the appeals. But if you're let's say home a lot, and you generally doesn't use the bike or take a lot of walks, the BoomBox 2 is probably the better option. If you're not moving around a lot, is what I'm trying to say. But if you're moving around a lot, it's a big hassle, especially if you have a picnic. Then you're supposed to carry other stuff. Then it can definitely become a problem with the BoomBox 2. Even though it delivers, I would say, greater sound than the Teufel Rockster Cross. They got the same charging ports. They got the barrel charger, whatever that's called. Both of them got a USB-A out, so you can charge your phone and devices. Both have an aux jack, and both have a micro USB for service ports. So they're quite similar. They're exactly the same when it comes to the port setup. And the price is around the same. I believe the price has risen a bit now thanks to inflation now on both of these, but around 250 euros on that one, Teufel Rockster Cross, and about 350 euros for the BoomBox 2, which is steep, but definitely less pricey than the BoomBox 3, if that's not an option. The BoomBox 3 is of course better than BoomBox 2, especially mids wise, because this really loses out in the mids region, at higher volumes and off axis. You can really hear that only like the highs and the roomy bass. It tends to like overwhelm the rest of the mids and whatnot. Okay, other than that, I don't think there's anything more to point out. Yeah, I'm quite satisfied with that. If you have any more comments, maybe you want some more specific details or something, comment them down below, and I'll respond as soon as possible. And thank you guys for watching, and see you in the next one. Cheers.